Hello, friends. Welcome to the first episode of my solo trip to Myanmar. In this episode, we are going to explore Yangon, which is the largest city in Myanmar and also its former capital. Yangon, formerly known as Rangoon, is famous for its unique culture and also a number of important Buddhist shrines and pagodas. Before we start exploring this beautiful city, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel and provide your valuable support. After months of extensive planning, my trip to Myanmar finally began with a flight out of Kolkata on a chilly morning in January 2019. As I was flying Air India, I was treated to a sumptuous hot breakfast mid-flight. I landed at Yangon International Airport around 8 am local time and boarded a bus to the city. I reached my hotel, which I had already booked in advance, by about 9, dropped off my luggage and set out to explore the city on foot. My first stop was the famous Shwedagon Pagoda, which is one of the most sacred and important pagodas in Myanmar. Other than the main pagoda, there are several shrines and a museum inside the complex. Completed in the 6th century, its main stupa is 367 feet high and dominates the Yangon skyline. The entire pagoda is covered in gold, donated by royalty as well as ordinary citizens, and the umbrella crown at the top is tipped with thousands of precious gems. The pagoda can be accessed through 4 stairways to the north, south, east and west. Shoes have to be taken off at the bottom of the stairs and can be carried in a plastic bag. The entry ticket can be obtained at kiosks located at the top of each staircase and costs $8 for foreigners. Bare knees, midriff and shoulders are considered inappropriate. Hence, shorts and tank tops etc. should be avoided. These rules apply at all religious shrines across Myanmar. Apart from the main pagoda, there are many shrines within the complex that are said to house various relics of Lord Buddha. Additionally, the complex houses an impressive replica of the main stupa made in 24-karat solid gold. Another attraction is the Nong Do Gi Pagoda, which is famed to contain 4 strands of Lord Buddha's hair. After spending quite a few hours at the pagoda complex, I walked east to the Kandogi Lake. This beautiful lake is spread over 150 acres and is popular among tourists and locals alike. It is surrounded by the Kandogi Nature Park and the Yangon Zoological Gardens, which consists of a zoo, an aquarium and an amusement park. The biggest attraction of the lake is probably the spectacular Karawaik Palace located on its eastern shore. This palace is designed to look like a barge which seems to be floating on the lake. The Shwedagon Pagoda complex can be seen on the western horizon. The barge is a 2-storied structure with a multi-tiered roof. It houses a restaurant called the Karawaik Palace Royal Culture Show. I decided to have my lunch here just to look at the interior. The delicious lunch consisted of steamed rice, Burmese chicken curry, sautéed vegetables, roasted peanuts and dried bean paste. At $10, it was on the expensive side, but the experience was definitely worth it. The palatial ambience and live traditional music only added to the charm. After the tasty lunch, I returned to my hotel for a shower and some rest. A massive thunderstorm hit Yangon that afternoon, and the downpour continued late into the evening, forcing me to stay indoors. As the hotel did not have a restaurant, I decided to eat some cakes and cookies I had bought earlier in the day for dinner. I woke up early the next morning after a good night's sleep and enjoyed a heavy breakfast at the hotel buffet. I decided to spend the morning visiting the sitting Buddha statue at the Na Tat Gi Pagoda. This 45 feet tall statue is located inside a massive warehouse and was erected over 100 years ago. The statue is covered in gilded ornaments and features exquisite wood carvings in the backdrop. It is also located very close to the Chok Tat Gi Pagoda, which is famous for its 217 feet reclining Buddha statue, one of the largest in Myanmar. Unfortunately, this statue was under repair and covered in bamboo scaffolding during my visit. Entry is free at both shrines, though donations are appreciated. After visiting these pagodas, I returned to my hotel and checked out of my room. I left my luggage at the reservation desk and set out to explore downtown Yangon. My first stop was the iconic Sule Pagoda located in the center of the city. It is an important space in contemporary Burmese politics and has served as a rallying point in multiple civil revolutions. It overlooks the Mahabandula Park, which is named after a famed general who fought in the First Anglo-Burmese War. An obelisk called the Independence Monument has been erected in the center of the park to commemorate Myanmar's independence from British rule. The Sule Pagoda is over 2500 years old according to legends. The entry fee is $3. The main stupa is octagonal in shape and rises to a height of 144 feet and 9.5 inches. After visiting the pagoda, I walked to the Rangoon tea house for lunch. My lunch consisted of mohinga or Burmese fish soup served with rice vermicelli noodles, a clay pot egg, various kinds of fritters, fresh herbs and lime. It is widely considered to be the national dish of Myanmar. After lunch, I took a leisurely stroll along the Yangon River. I also visited a local market to purchase sweet mandarin oranges which were in season. I walked along the river to the famous Botatong Pagoda. The pagoda complex has a number of beautiful temples other than the main stupa, which is 131 feet and 8 inches high. The entry fee is $3, same as the Sule Pagoda. This pagoda was completely destroyed due to aerial bombing during the Second World War and was reconstructed in 1948 after Myanmar gained independence. It is the only pagoda with a hollow inside, which has a mirrored maze-like walkway lined with glass showcases containing many ancient relics and artifacts that were sealed inside the original pagoda and discovered during reconstruction. Just after sunset, I returned to the hotel to collect my luggage. After a quick dinner at a nearby KFC, I headed out to board the bus for my next destination. The bus was operated by JJ Express and had very comfortable 2x1 reclining seats. After a quick restroom break on the way, we continued on our overnight journey to Bagan. That is all I have for the first episode, friends. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel. Also press the bell icon to get notifications of future uploads. I will see you next time in Bagan. Until then, goodbye.